This is probably going to be the hardest lesson of the series so far. It's going to combine a number of concepts we've looked at in the series. This lesson is on the scales of C, G, F and D major. Back in the very first lesson, we looked at tones and semitones, the distance between two notes next to each other. We found out that a major scale is a particular arrangement of tones and semitones. Tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. The reason we need scales is that they group together notes that sound good. For example, in the first lesson on tones and semitones, we learnt that when you play the C major scale, it uses all of the white notes on the piano. If I play the well-known tune Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, I can play it using only notes from the C major scale. But if I decide to play notes from outside this key, see what happens. It sounds slightly wrong, and often it can sound bad. This is why we need to make use of keys or scales. They guide us to play the correct note. Let's take one last look at C major. Using the TTS-T-TTS pattern, we can establish the notes in this scale are C, D, E, F, G, A, B and C. There are no sharps or flats in the key of C major. We would therefore say that C major has no key signature. Let's take the same tones and semitones pattern and start from G. We're now going to play the scale of G major. Using this pattern, we can see the G major scale has the notes G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp and G. The G major scale has an F sharp in it. We would therefore say the key signature of G major is F sharp. Let's take the same pattern and use it to play the F major scale. We start on F, then play G, A, B flat, C, D, E and F. The F major scale has a B flat in it, so we would say the key signature of F major is B flat. Let's take a look at our last scale for this video. We'll start with the same pattern from D to play the D major scale. The notes are D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp and D. The D major scale has F sharp and C sharp in it. We would therefore say that the key signature of D major is F sharp and C sharp. As you become more experienced as a musician, you will find that you will know the different key signatures for different scales without having to use the TTS-T-TTS method. Your job is now to memorize the key signature of these different scales. C major has no key signature. The key signature of G major is F sharp. The key signature of F major is B flat. And the key signature of D major is F sharp and C sharp. One last thing. Instead of writing out sharps or flats every time they appear in music, there is a shortcut. Just before the time signature, we have the key signature. Just pop whatever sharps or flats are in the key here, and every time that note appears, you'll play it as a sharp or flat. It's also a very handy indicator to let you know which scale the piece of music makes use of. That's the end of this lesson on the scales of C, G, F and D. Please use the link below to complete the quiz and test your knowledge.